Morning and welcome to the Morning Blessings. I am Tessa-Marie. How are you feeling this morning? It is 7:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Toronto, Canada. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning. How are you feeling today? Angie, Colin, my nephew. How did you celebrate your amazing birthday? How are you guys feeling this morning? It is a little bit chillier, minus 14. So, how are you feeling today? Number one, Instagram didn't allow me to put a topic on this morning. So, I turned off the camera and did it again. He said no. He didn't say no, he just didn't respond nicely. So, I am going to tell you what our topic is today. Our topic today is, guess what? The forever to-do list. Oh, what is that? Hello, sister. How are you feeling this morning? How is that thing called the to-do list going in your life? Forever. Can you remember how many years ago you started doing to-do lists? Of course, you know what I'm drinking. So, think about it. When last did you actually complete a to-do list? Tell me. Because we all do these to-do lists and we never are able to find it. Good morning, going to get ready for Roso's party. See you, love you. Thank you, Stace. Yeah, think about it. You know that to-do list? I call it the forever to-do list, the everlasting to-do list. I used to be one of those creators of to-do lists. Thank you, Sis, for the love of the sweater. And then I looked at that thing and I watched the words, right? It's always to do. And the to is to do. Whereas in real life, we should do. But our words trap us. So the words to do is a trap. It prevents us from getting to where we desire to be. It sounds like, well, I'm going to do it, right? I'm to do. I have it to do. There's no commitment except I have to do it. And that is very, very difficult to get over. It's a challenge that many people succeed. And of course, a lot of people fail at that to-do list. And there are those people who tell us, well, it shouldn't have more than 5 things. It shouldn't have more than 3. Some people have a to-do list that goes a whole page and back, and they took a lot of time to write those things down, and it's not getting done. So it's an internal to-do list. It's just eternal. It never dies. So when you ask it, whose list is it anyway? I have a to-do list. I'm going to do these things. That's what it has. It has no when. It doesn't seem like it's important. But if we were to change the heading, try it this weekend and call it my goals for today or my daily goals. That's what I call mine. I don't even have to write them down anymore. When I set my goals for today in my mind, I got this. But that took practice. It took a lot of time getting over the hump of the to-do list. It's so nice to have a to-do list. You sound like you're aiming for something. You're going to get it. You're pushing forward. My to-do list is important to me, we all say. And then when we talk to somebody, or we even sit down and think for a minute, we go, oh, I have so much to do today. But we're not clarifying what this so much is. I have so much to do today. I do not know. Finish it for me. Where to start? There's 4 of you here. Hi, Loretta, how are you feeling this morning? 5 of you know. I would love to see you guys tell me, do you create a to-do list of things you must accomplish today or any day or any time? Or have you ever created a to-do list? Number question. Say yes, I have if you have. And then, how has it worked for you? Answer that question. Do you consider yourself A, or mark yourself D is a failure, A to D? And so Tessie is the one who answers, I definitely have a to-do list. And so you have to tell me your results with your to-do list. That's what I'm looking for. Angelica, you have in the past. Yes, I have in the past. A plus. That's great. You are a few of the top performers. If you complete a to-do list, then you are way up there, and that works for you. So keep it up. And some of you, I want to know what you have. What is the results of your to-do list? How would you rate your to-do list? A, like Stacy, or D? What does the to-do list do for you? Does it overwhelm you? Many people say that their to-do list overwhelms them. And because of that, they are not able to go through it, which is true. We make it so big, so grand. We put so much into writing down that to-do list. And then we do not get it done. I have accomplishment list and highlight it with a marker when done. Okay. Hi, Betty. Good morning. How are you feeling today? Have you ever created a to-do list, and how is it going? Would you say you're going to give yourself an A? Good morning, Nancy. How are you feeling this morning? I love your reply, Nancy. I love it so much. Tell me, you guys have to get involved in this. Do you create a to-do list? And how well are you accomplishing the things on that list? Would you mark yourself A to D? And make sure you understand that it's a to-do list. My sister says, I do one and follow it to the T. I miss an item, we'll put it for the next day. My to-do list is a short one, can do so much in a day. You can only do so much in a day. I get that. So I used to have a to-do list. And as I said at the beginning, I stopped writing them. Because every time I turn left and every time I turn right, there was something else to put on the to-do list. If I went forward, I should look after that. Put it on my to-do list. If I turn around, I need to clean the mirror. I should have that on my to-do list. So that's why I'm asking you, if you have a to-do list, like Dawn said, hers is short and she gets it to the T. Stacy gave herself an A. Where are you guys with that? Honestly, say it's not going anywhere. It's just sitting here and the words will disappear. So you're free to write it. So guess what? I changed that. I felt to do was the wrong phrase for me. It didn't work for me. I shared it with a couple of people that I coach that I no longer use to do in the past. See in the past. And how are you doing now? So put it in there and I will take it on, because I would really appreciate hearing what you have to say, because others listening to that later on will realize what we're talking about. And that's our legacy, ladies. So say what you feel and I'll repeat it. So I call it the eternal list. And whose is it? It has no name. It doesn't belong to anybody. Good morning, Yuko. How are you feeling this morning? We are talking about the to-do list. Have you created a to-do list in your life, and how well are you getting it done? Here you are, wonderful people. And when we do that to-do list, if you did really well, like Stacy and Dawn, you can give yourself an A+. A, because I limit what I do for the day. Very short. Okay. Now that we have those kinds of answers, that is the one, Angie, I was looking for. A, because I limit what I do for the day, and it's very short. And then comes the answer. Are you satisfied with what you accomplish every day? Answer that for me, ladies. Answer that. Create a to-do list before going on vacation. Okay? Interesting. I would not take a to-do list and create it before I go on vacation. When I'm going on vacation, I'm heading vacation. Everything stays behind. If it wasn't done, I'm not carrying it on vacation. I don't know if that's what you're saying, but a to-do list, being retired, yes. Okay. So I am retired also. Today my to-do list is to rest. I was up all night with Drew. I'm sorry to hear that Drew got COVID. Sorry, he's young, he's strong. He's going to get over it. Give him some love. So Betty and Colleen, you guys have no to-do list, huh? Interesting, ladies. I'll just pull in your plug. What about you, Nancy? So anyway, and Yuko, where is your reply to your to-do list? Or is she outside in the backyard feeding Buddy? Okay, your to-do list is something you always have to do. It just says you have to do it. And it is pushing through and saying, I have to do this. When you don't accomplish it, have you noticed how stressful you get? Because to do is almost like demanding. You got to do this to do it. I need to do it. But when you open that to do one and you spread it open and you realize how much you have to do with it, what does it do to the other things on the list? So pressure. It is pressure. A to-do list, thank you, Angie, says she's at 100%. A to-do list is a lot of pressure. And it's the words. I have to do my to-do list. I try to write a few things to do with it. I have that to do. You know, Tessa-Marie, I have that to do. I have so much to do. Good morning, Arita. We're talking about the eternal, everlasting to-do list. If you always accomplish it, A to C, give us your grade, that you're grading yourself. How do you feel when it's not? I use my list as a guide. Okay? That's a different one. You see what we're learning? When we share, we learn. Okay. To do, always. I always have a lot to do. I have that to do. I have so much to do. I am bored. I have nothing to do. Have you heard those? I'm so bored. I have nothing to do. It's as if we came into the world to do. Guess where I'm going? Oh my goodness, you guys wouldn't believe where I'm heading. To do. When we say to each other, how are you doing? Do we expect them to be doing something? Somebody said to me when I retired, oh, you're going to be so bored because you're always so busy. What are you going to do? I don't have one. I know why you don't have one. You got it. When you have a to-do list and you retire, people ask you, wow, what are you going to do now you're retired? It's as if that's what you came into the world to do. Let us find out what's our name. Before I was named Tessa-Marie, Antonia Shillingford, and all the names that they gave me, guess what? I was created to be a human being. Be in the moment. Not to do in the moment. That's why we missed. That's why we fall. That's why we do not get the target. We are constantly doing, and no time to be in the moment. And that is why you have heard me speak about this. I've spoken about this. Take a 5 to 10 minute break after you have completed a task and be in the moment. Reflect on how well you did with that task. It's all. If you have a timetable, you can surely take your head and rest it on your desk and say, okay, now that was good. That's all you need to do. At that moment, you're connecting to the human being inside of you. Good morning, Gigi. Jilly, a to-do list has pressure, just like what Angie said. And it's also great for some of you, like Dawn said, 100% result. Angie said she gets the results. Stacy is an A+, all the results. I stopped calling mine a to-do list. In my head, and maybe Arita that has been with me for a long time, perhaps she has that same energy. It's the daily goals. My daily goals. I have goals to accomplish today. It almost feels like you have a choice. There's no pressure there. And again, you guys know all I hear is WORDS. That's all I hear. When you speak, I hear your words. Then I hear your inflection. Then if I can see you, I see your face. And that tells me where you're going. I see your shoulders. I see your body. But first, when I hear words. That is why I could be walking in a room and not stopping, and something is said, and I pick up just enough to come here to give you a little bit of what I experienced from this today. So I found out if I have a list, it gets done because I am disciplined and I push through. But again, like Angie said, with pressure. I also did what Nancy said. It's okay, I have this list of things that I need to get around to, which is more important. And then I have to dissect it again. But I found out a long, long time ago when I was working at the bank that the most challenging and difficult thing I need to do today, I will take it on. So my list of goals, if it has a situation that is, or my daily goals has a situation that is unpleasant, but it is something that's in my daily goals, I go after it first. Because what I found out is that challenging situation, once it's out of the way, I am really free to perform better at achieving my daily goals. So I no longer write them down. Because that thing that is nagging in your mind to get done, and you're backing away from it, and you're pushing it, and you're saying, I'll get to do it, I'll get to do it, I'm going to do it later. Oh God, I dread doing it. You start holding your stomach. You start, everything is going wrong with you. You mightn't say that to people, but the thought of it sends tremors, and you just go, oh. Look at what you're doing to your body. Look at what we are doing to our body when we look at something as insurmountable. And that's why the powers that be told us to write down a little bit of list. And even that, because you want number one and you want number 1A, number 1B, the list just starts to grow. And Nancy's, I agree, once I got my goals done, I feel productive. It's the word that matters, people. It's not the list. It's goals. Having a list gives me a feeling of accomplishment. Having accomplished. If I write my list, I'm accomplished, Nancy, because I wrote down what I want to achieve. But when you have it, like you said, it's a guide. And some things are going to fall through the crack. Remember that. And that is where the madness gets going. So you have this list, and that list, something on the list falls through the crack. And then you look at it, and you might take that, I forgot to do, I had to call the doctor to get the results of the test, and you're in bed, and you're not thinking of that. That's what I mean. Watch what on your list. Watch it. The things that on your list that becomes 0.33 or a recurring decimal. That is the one you need to take on tomorrow or today. If you go back to your to-do list and you see the same thread, the same one is just being rewritten and rewritten. One of those that are really, really always on the list. If you want to declutter, that one is forever on the list. And if you want full satisfaction on the most challenging thing on your list, if it is not confrontational with another human being, give it a time. I'm going to work on this situation, cleaning the kitchen drawer, getting this, doing this for 15 minutes. And stick to your 15 minutes and put the timer on and say, done. That is satisfaction. But if you look at your to-do list and things are just same, they're circulating, and you circulating. And then, like Nancy had said to me, she stopped watching the news and all of that because it was taking on more of her time. And Nancy is the one that told me a list of things she had to accomplish. So that day, you remember what you said, Nancy? You were going to be time in the greenhouse, you're going for a walk, you're going to sew, you're going to do, you had about 5 things. Answer this. Did you get them done? Fridays is when I do my to-do list for the weekend. So, who has a to-do list of pleasurable things to do for the weekend? Hi Marina, how are you feeling this morning? We are asking you about your to-do list, how well you're accomplishing the things on there, and what is your grade A to C, and how does it make you feel when you have things on the to-do list that falls within the crack? Are you pressured? Do you feel satisfied? So, Nancy, I need your answer because you gave it to me. You didn't read it out. You just said it. So I knew it really maybe wasn't a list. Did you have a list written down that day when you said the things you were going to do instead of watching TV? Answer me. Because when you have goals, that you have things, daily goals, goals to accomplish, they don't seem as hard as the to-do list. And because some of us express them with such fervor and a lot of emotions. So call them, my goal today is, I have goals today. And when one of them becomes a recurring decimal that never gets looked after, that's the one you have to go in and talk to. And I literally mean talk to that goal. So you have this goal. I said like decluttering, cleaning, scrubbing, doing the laundry, and it's just not getting done. Are you going to take it and put it at the top of the list? That's what we do. And next day, it's still at the top of the list. And you look at it, and like Angie said, you shudder. So what I am looking for is that is the goal that you should sit with. And if you do nothing else on that list, get that one thing done that has been nagging and hanging around like an albatross around your neck, you need to take it on. And then pat yourself on the back and say, well done. Nancy said, how that, now that I'm on vacation, I don't make a list. That day when I told you what I had to do, I did them all. That was so good. So I knew you would have done them all. Because you did not say a list. You did not say, I have those things to do, so I'm not going to watch TV. You said, I am not going to watch any more TV today. I am going to, and then you list them. You can look at your DM message, because I looked at it this morning. So you did not say, Tessa-Marie, I have so much to do that I'm not going to watch TV. That is the wrong attitude. You didn't do that. You said, I'm not going to watch TV today. I'm going to go to the greenhouse. I'm going for a walk. I'm going to do some sewing. And you had about 5 or 6 things. And you're telling me today that you did them all. Watch your words, people. Marina said, I'm in February hibernating mood, just getting over this nasty virus that is going around. That's where she's at. So what is Marina doing, guys? She's being in the moment. She's working on that thing. That's her. That's all she's doing. She's putting effort into it. So that's why when you come here in the morning, I never say to you how are you doing. I don't care how you're doing. I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know what you're feeling. You're not a human doing. You were created to be a human being. Be in the moment of time. When you look at taking care of herself, that's what she's doing. And in that process, she's being a person. She's being what she was created to be, a human being. I did do a couple of courses on it. It doesn't seem to have pressure, does it? And that's the difference between a to-do list and setting your priorities of what it is the goals you would like to accomplish today. It's our words that create the dragon's mouth. It's our words that stop us from sitting in the moment of time. It's our words that make us miss the sound of the birds. My sister, maybe she has to go downtown, so she must be gone. But one day this week, she said to me, it was so lovely. When I woke up this morning, I sat on my bed, and I could hear the birds and even the cows on the estate, things mooing and birds singing and this and that. And she said, I must have stayed there and listened to that for 15 minutes. Guess what? Was she a human being or a human doing at that time? And I made some really amazing soups when I had some energy. Thanks, Don. So that's what I mean. I made some amazing, like Nancy is always creating stuff. And my friend Colin, she has to cook. I think she should have been Bonnie from a butler standing next to her and say, at your service, madam, what would you like for dinner today? But she has to do it, so she does it. And that is something she must do. And I'm always saying to her, Colin, maybe one day you can make soup. And maybe one day you can make a few casserole on the weekend and put them in the freezer and then pull them out and bake them. But, you have to want to be in that time. And it's just an idea. And she follows through on some of them. So it's the human being that needs some nurturing, not the human doing. Don said, I am retired. Yes. So is Nancy. So am I. So is Colin. Most of you, all of you are still working. I don't know whether Angie is, but when you retire, just things you can plan. I told you guys about, Loretta is retired too. My cousin, Jean, she's 1 year older than me, exactly a year and 4 days. And she said to me, when I was going to retire, she said, you are going to be so busy with all your doctor's appointment. And I went to her, poo on that. Can you believe? That's my purpose for retiring. I am telling you, this doctor, when he sees me, is once a year. And I am doing everything in my power to make sure I show up for that checkup and nothing else. The dentist in Canada, you go 4 times a year when you're senior. Well, they make the appointments, I show up. But my cousin thinks that when you retire, your biggest accomplishment is having doctor's appointment. Guys, think about that. Think. And that is why you have to have goals. What are you doing today to make sure that your biggest achievement in your retired years is not showing up at the doctor's office? Maybe you can have some turmeric and with milk. I don't really care for milk. Almond milk. You can put a honey. I don't. Turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, a pinch of cloves, a little bit of nutmeg grated into it, and a half a teaspoon of almond essence, and put it in the microwave and twirl it if you're handmade, and then drink it. Knowing that turmeric and ginger and cinnamon works magic. When you add cloves to it, it's more potent. And of course, the nutmeg gives it a nice flavor. So does the vanilla essence. What does that do? It helps lower inflammation in the body. That's what it does. Inflammation causes pain. So you work on things like that. It's action. So make sure on your to-do list, it's not how many doctor's appointments you have to have this year. Make sure on your to-do list that you do not believe because you're 80, you should see the doctor every 2 days. Make sure on your to-do list, you should be wise enough to realize if you're getting a sore throat, that you can grate a piece of ginger, a little bit of garlic, mix it with some honey and suck on it. We know the potency of ginger and garlic. My son-in-law is Hungarian descent. And he said, and I saw it, his father, Hungarian, so his father would stick a cotton clove in his nose. He felt a cold coming. And he would be chewing garlic all the time. All of these little things are important. Clove helps with pain. That is what they used in the old days when they had a toothache. So on your to-do list, put something to make you feel like a human being. Oh, Angie is working part-time. Great for you, Angie. You're on the road to success. Morning blessings, the Pratt family loves. Thank you. And you guys, I am, anything else that I miss? Yeah. So on your to-do list, watch it. You can say things I am planning to accomplish. Make it as long. But I just call mine the daily goals. I don't even write it down anymore. But you know what will help you reach your daily goals? If Yuko done those, and Yuko, they use it a lot. Those breaks between completing, making soup. Marina made soup. Okay, the soup is simmering. I have nothing to do with it. I'm going to sit down and have a glass of water, put my device away, and enjoy the aroma of the soup in the house. I finished my course online. I'm going to just rest in the idea that I did do it. Reflect on having succeeded in doing it. Nancy's day, with all the things she had planned that she didn't have planned, but she realized where she was going was a rabbit hole with no end out. So she decided to do those things instead of turning on the TV and sitting there like a vegetable. She turned it around. So now she goes for a walk, and she comes to a place where there's a stone. Sit on the stone. Just sit. Just sit. Feel the sun on your face. Feel the breeze going over here. Feel that chill in the air. Whatever it is you're experiencing, actually feel it. Because feelings is what matters. It's not doing that is important. It's feeling. When you're finished, how do you feel when you have accomplished something? When we have that feeling that, wow, I love that feeling, when I did that, we go more looking for it. That's why we go making love over and over again. We love the feeling of ecstasy, and we keep seeking it because it makes us feel good. And that is part of the human being, not the human doing. Enjoy yourself this weekend. Look at your things you need to achieve or accomplish, and choose the one that you need to put aside forever, and put it aside. And the one that you have, when you do it, you feel good doing it, you love the feeling, do it and savor it. And the difficult one, it's done, burn it. What we love to do, we keep seeking it. There are many that are good for us and many that are not good for us. like eating things, certain things, right? So let's do this. I want you guys to have fun this weekend and do your best. We have no self-care show this week, so you have a free Sunday to come back on Monday to tell me what you did, how well is your to-do list work. Monday, I just looked at Monday, so that came on the 5th of the month. Interesting. I'll see you guys. Let me say goodbye to wonderful humans. Thanks, Loretta and Betty and Nancy and Stacy and Marina and Dawn. Thank you for engaging and responding. I really like it. Thank you, wonderful people. And Arita and Julie and Gavi and Angie, you too. Thanks for taking the part of it. Colin, okay, I know you wouldn't. Loretta, I know you're not going to. Betty, what are you exercising while you're watching the show? So, I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. I'm happy and grateful I had the honor and the privilege to present to you today. How are you doing? No. How are you feeling now the morning blessings is over? Take that feeling with you. And this is a little tip I'm going to give you. Those of you who are still at home and haven't left your house and you have to go, including my sister, before you leave, stand up straight and say, I am happy and grateful that everybody I interact with today is amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. Come on. Decide that you are going to meet amazing, beautiful, and spectacular people today. Everybody I come in contact with, or everybody I converse with, or everybody I see, or everybody I hear is amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. Believe that and try that, and you'll see what will happen. People will talk to you and they don't even know you. And don't be mad, why are they talking to me? Don't do that. Say, what I asked for, I got. Hello, how are you feeling today? Bye, everybody. And what else? Anybody may they have a great weekend. Kathleen, hello, sweetie. You're functioning. Hi, Isme. I didn't see you guys coming in. I'm just finishing. I went 7 minutes longer. We were talking about the eternal to-do list. Remember, you're a human being, not a human doing. Have a great weekend, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.